Carter. Last chance. Last dance for love. Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. So, there's a teacher, I think it's in California, and he was giving a lesson in gun safety. And he used an actual firearm in this case. I think he normally uses like a fake gun, a model gun, but this time he used a real firearm, and it was loaded and accidentally discharged into the ceiling. I believe he's also a reserve police officer, Dennis Alexander. I think, it was an honest mistake. It was foolish to be using a real loaded weapon to do such a thing. But of course, because of everything that's going on, this is just kind of very appropriate to the debate of whether to arm teachers or not arm teachers and all that. I'm undecided on that. I'm definitely not. I'd say it's worth a try to train teachers, arm them, and see, and just. I don't see the harm in at least talking about it. And actually, I think this illustrates. It does illustrate that a well-trained person with a firearm, can be actually a safe. I mean, because he was actually, he was pointing it in a direction away from it. He didn't shoot anybody. It hit the ceiling and fragments from the ceiling or fragments from the gun. That's not exactly clear to me, because it says here Alexander was pointing his gun at the ceiling when it fired. Pieces of the ceiling fell to the ground. This thing says bullet fragments removed from the student's neck. And I'm like, I just don't, like, what? Where? It's Vinny Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter. That's why I did the Arnold Horshack thing. I don't see it. Is that the bullet fragment or what? I don't really get it. Honest to goodness. Am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to say I don't see the bullet fragment? Because I don't. And that looks like, I don't know what that looks like. Exactly. I don't know. So, anyways, a news release from Seaside Police Department said no one suffered serious injuries. One 17-year-old boy suffered moderate injuries when fragments from the bullet ricocheted off the ceiling and lodged into his neck. So, well, there you have it. Okay, the police department is conceding that. The student's father, Furman Gonzalez, told KSBW. So it's the father that's claiming that. Maybe true. Maybe true. I don't know. The teacher had just told the class that he wanted to make sure his gun wasn't loaded when the gun fired. The craziest thing, I could have been very bad. It could have been very bad, Gonzalez said. It's the craziest thing. I'm such a bad reader. Okay, and I was being a little bit, with regards to whether there's bullet fragments in his neck or just pieces from the ceiling, because of this whole thing. You're not even allowed to discuss things. It's so ridiculous, And so let's watch the report. I think you get the point. Here it is, dude.
We are beginning tonight with an accidental shooting in a Seaside classroom. Certainly a scary incident, and for one parent, doubly so after learning that their child was hurt. Not badly.
Not badly, but not the call that a parent wants to get. Dennis Alexander is a teacher at Seaside High School. He's also a reserve police officer with Sand City PD. He was apparently giving a public safety lesson in the classroom. The gun went off while pointed at the ceiling.
We're told 3 students were injured by falling debris, and tonight we are hearing from one of them. Action News reporter Sierra Starks is live in Seaside with tonight's top story.
Yeah, good evening, Aaron. The student you're about to hear from told us that usually in these public safety demonstrations, a prop gun is used, but this time it was a real gun. 17-year-old Furman Gonzalez was one of the students injured when his teacher, Dennis Alexander, was checking to see if the gun he brought to his administration of justice class was loaded. That's when it accidentally went off.
You could see, splatters on the ceiling. Splatters of the fragments on the ceiling.
Some of those fragments ended up in Furman's neck.
And then I look at my shirt like that, and there's, blood on my shirt, and then I, wipe my neck, kind of, and a bullet fragment comes off my neck.
Furman says Mr. Alexander excused himself for a moment, came back and apologized, but class continued.
I left school to make sure the metal was out of my neck.
That's when he called his dad.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I just kept saying, what? On the phone. What? I couldn't believe it. It's just so crazy that the teacher teaching them about gun safety shoots one off and hits the ceiling. And then hearing that he got hit was just crazy.
Firearms are forbidden in classrooms around the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District.
We have to have a safe environment for our kids, and clearly in this incident, it was not, protocols were not followed.
Mr. Alexander has been a reserve police officer for Sand City for more than a decade. This incident at Seaside High comes at a time when the national debate about arming teachers now hitting close to home for this Seaside family.
Because this was an incident with a trained professional. If you just give them to everybody, a teacher at the school, this could happen again and again, and it could be a lot worse.
Now again, Mr. Alexander has been placed on...
Mr. Carter! All right, so, you know what? If that was my child, I absolutely would have been a little bit like, wow, whoa, what the heck, man? There's no doubt about that. There's not. However, I would say that the dude's dad seems a little bit like, against the whole thing. So there's that, and I don't know if the teacher informed somebody or what, or if it was just because the child contacted his father. That would freak me out. There's no doubt about it. I'm just saying I should at least be allowed to talk about it. And there was some other point I wanted to make, but I forgot. All right. It's going to have to just be the end. Mr. Carter. Thanks. I love that show. Welcome back. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. Thanks for watching my videos. And see you in the next video. Later, man.